Good morning, everybody. It's Steve Cofield with our ESPN 1100 Wednesday roundup. Here's what's coming up today. Cofield and Company will be at Cashman. We'll be covering the 51s and Omaha game. Great stuff today to get to as we clean up yesterday's 5 o'clock hour ridiculous screaming match between Adam Hill, JVT, Taylor Byrne over, black olives on pizza. And it turned into about a 10-minute screaming match. And then Wally Backman chimed in, sort of. Didn't really. Wasn't too enthused about it. We'll open the show with that, and then we'll get to a little Dave Dombrowski to the Red Sox. We now have the Detroit media asking, why is Dombrowski gone? He was actually doing a pretty good job. They ran him off, and then the Red Sox pay him top dollar to steal him away. And Boston's all fired up, and now Detroit is left with, a fledgling GM in Avila to run the club. So also with that, Red Sox fans, calm down. Everyone's in this panic mode now about the flunky organization, and someone's got to turn it around. They have awesome top-end pitching. They've got the Cubans they signed. They can buy themselves out of any other hole, so relax, calm down. Also interesting, anyone checking out David the Body? David the Body Ortiz, on fire in the second half. We've got an unnamed player who is suggesting that maybe David is back on what made the Body great a few years ago when he had the big bounce back at 36. He's 39. Second half, he's got a 1.132 OPS, 11 homers, 32 ribs, 363 average. I wonder if something's going on. A little later in the 3-hour, we'll get to some UFC. Oh, no. Donald Trump looping in Ronda Rousey, that she was a big fan. Ronda spoke back. Doesn't sound like she's a big fan. 4 o'clock hour, we're going to do legal stuff as we get into our legal insider, Justin Watkins, who will be in studio as he's going to talk about all the latest with Deflategate. And we're hearing from the media that the NFL was a big loser yesterday in front of Judge Berman. Then there's a couple of media people, checked out a couple of law people, Lester Munson, first and foremost, who says, no, the Brady camp is in big trouble, so we'll hit on that. And then, of course, the award-winning Big 5 at 5, as we'll talk about little college football. UCLA. Jim Mora is an adult. There's a guy I'm going to reference in a second who is not. Jim Mora was quoted directly from yesterday's practice as he was screaming at his freshman quarterback. I cannot believe he's not electing to close practice, but he screamed at the quarterback and then said, go ahead and print it. I want everyone to know this kid is not ready. He is not going to be the starter. We'll move on to a ridiculous situation in Idaho. This is why you don't hire Petrinos. Yeah, it's unfair. There's Bobby, and then there's his brother Paul. Paul is at Idaho. The program sucks, and yesterday he basically went to a local editor, sports section in Idaho, and was ready to punch him out, which is outrageous. Now, here's the sad thing. We're going to talk some UNLV football today. I think there's a lot more upside with UNLV than the Vandals with Petrino as he's trying to punch out reporters. The latest top 128 just came out, just one ranking list from USA Today, and Idaho is 127 out of 128. UNLV is 126. Not so good. In just a little bit, first previews coming up. After that, 11 to 2, you're going to hear from, of course, Mitch and Pritch. They've got some very cool topics on the way. They're going to talk about Bill O'Brien and his potty mouth. Is it too much? The Kelvin Benjamin injury. Are they actually going to mention Randy Moss as a candidate to come back to the NFL? Come on, guys. Also guest Paul Charchian from the fantasy world and from the sports gambling world. Our own RJ Bell from First Preview. And as I mentioned, First Preview is coming up in just a little bit, 10 a.m. Stick around all day long for all the great sports talk here in Las Vegas as Paul Howard and the crew start off the day on ESPN 1100, 100.9 FM.